Hello, welcome back to my channel, lovely people. If this is your first time here, thank you for coming by. I hope you don't become a stranger. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you for always watching. I really appreciate. So in today's video, I'm going to be showing us how to fill out the D visa. That's the long stay application form for students residence permit in Malta. Now, this is actually not the particular form I filled last year, 2023, when I did my own application. I guess this is an upgrade from the normal harmonized Schengen visa application form. I'm not sure, but I want you to confirm from your school that this is actually the visa application form you need to fill before you can go on to use this video as a guide to fill the form. I already have a video on this channel about how to fill the other application form if that's the one you need to fill. But if you need to fill this long stay visa application form, which is the national visa application form, then this video will definitely help you out. So let's get right into it. I'm going to be leaving the link to the website and the forms, all the forms I'll talk about in this video in the description box, so you can have access to it, and you can go through the website, read and understand what is required of you, to fill out in this form. So this is the Identita website where they talk about the national visa or long stay visa or D visa, whatever it is. There is also the form is already here on the website. Just click on it and you download it and you fill it in. So let's get right into this. This is what the form looks like. The application form looks like. It's called the Long Stay Maltese D Visa application. So for the first one, the applicant's details, just go on the title. Are you a Mr., Mrs., Miss, other? Just tick the one that pertains to you. Your surname, your given name, your identity document number. For now, you do not have an identity document number, so you can leave this blank. For the former application form, I know we're asked for the national identity number, which if you're applying from Nigeria, you already have a national identity number. But for here, what is asked for is identity document number. So I'm not sure if it's the same thing with national identity number, so I will advise to just leave this blank, or you can go on to ask your school to be sure. Now, your nationality, go on and write your nationality, other nationalities if applicable, place of birth, country of birth, date of birth, your current occupation. If you're a student or you're working, just fill that in. Your gender, your marital status, then your contact details. This is really straightforward and easy to understand. Just go on and fill in your details. Now, your passport details. What type of travel documents are you using? If you're using the normal Nigerian international passport for those applying from Nigeria, of course you're ticking the ordinary documents, which is the normal Nigerian international passport. If others specify here, now the travel document number. This is the number on your international passports. Everything is there. Issuing country, if you're applying from Nigeria, of course it's Nigeria. Just write out the information. This information is on the biometric page of your passport. So everything is there. You just fill it in. Now, for the second part of this, travel information applications details. Purpose of travel, of course, study. You're coming for study, you tick this. Please specify. Now, for here, you can just write that you got an admission in the name of the school. Please try to make sure you include the name of your school in this space. I don't know, it's a little space, but just try. Whatever app or software you're using to fill this form, there should be a way you can reduce the font so that you can be able to write more words into this little space. Include the name of your school here. Like you're going to study, let's say, business in the name of your school, just include it anyhow. Then border of first entry, please, this should be Malta. Just write Malta. Tentative date of arrival. This is a date you feel you should already be in Malta for you to be able to start your studies. Let's say your studies is to start on the 1st of April. I mean, by, let's say, 1 week ahead, maybe 20th of March or 25th of March, you should already be in Malta or something like that. So you just go on to write that. I mean, you need to be in school at least 1 week before the resumption date. So just put in the date. I mean, this date is you're not sure, but you feel this is the best time for you to be in Malta. Tentative date of departure. This is the date you feel you're done with your studies in Malta. If it is a 1 year master's program, you just calculate when everything with your master's program will be done and you write the date of departure. Okay, if it's a 3 years program, bachelor's program, just calculate in 3 years' time when you should be done with your studies and you should be ready to leave Malta. You just put it in there. Current country of residence at time of application, you write that down. Applicant's home address in full, you write that down also. Your address, district, just fill in your details. Applicant's accommodation details in Malta. Of course, by now you're expected to have somewhere you would stay when you arrive. If it is a hotel, please write the address, city and postcode. If it is a house you already have, fill that in. Wherever it is your accommodation is, please just fill it in. Now, the third section of this is the host details in Malta. This section is for people that actually have a host. Like this means is if you have someone that is going to be accommodating you in Malta, or someone that is going to be, you know, um, bearing your costs during your stay in Malta. I'm going to show us the declaration form for this, because if you scroll down, you see where it's written here. Please see declaration of proof form, and if applicable, host is required to fill in details and subsequently you are required to submit together with this form. So if you are filling out these parts, the third part of this form, you definitely need to submit your declaration of proof form. So for people that have a host, that means you have someone in Malta that is willing to accommodate you, maybe a family friend or a family member or something like that. The person is willing to accommodate you, or the person is willing to, you know, bear cost of your living or certain things like that while you're in Malta as a student. So you go at the host will have to, of course, fill in this information. You need to tick. If it's a person, you tick. If it's an organization, you go on to tick that, the name, organization's name, or the full name of the host, the address, the city, postcode, identity document number. Of course, the person will have an identity document number because the person already resides in Malta. So write that in, their telephone number, email address, and who is paying. You need to, let's say you have a friend in Malta that is going to accommodate you, and if you're the one paying, you indicate. If the host person is the one paying, indicate host organization. Just when I talk about the declaration of proof form, I guess we are going to be clearer on this, but for now let's just finish with this form. Now the fourth part, parental authority in case of minors. For those people that are minors, it's very easy. The parent, whosoever it is that is, in charge of the minor, will just have to fill in um the details. Is straightforward. In the case that the family member is an EU, EEA citizen, the same thing, the person will have to, the family member that is an EU will have to, you know, fill in these details. Now, declaration, you just read through. I am aware that the visa fee is not refunded if the visa is refused. You have to read through and understand everything. Then the applicant's signature, you sign and you write the date. So for the sixth part, these are the supporting documents. So you need to tick everything that applies. For your valid passport, you will tick this because you definitely need to submit this. The invitation, you tick it because you got an admission in Malta, in a school in Malta. So you tick this. The school acceptance letter or the visa support letter serves as an invitation, so go on to take this. Your means of transport, if you have, which is your flight reservation itinerary or something. Yes, you should have that already, so tick this. Your health insurance, you need to have that, so tick it. Financial means, which is your bank statement of fund, your proof of fund, so tick this. For others, you can tick this can include your bank card, or in a situation where you have your tax information, you can also write that out. Or if you have an affidavit of your sponsor, maybe your husband is sponsoring you or someone else is sponsoring you, and you have their information or affidavit, you can also include that. Just tick it and write out other document you're submitting along with this, and that's it. Straightforward. That's the end of the form. Very easy. Now let's move over to the declaration of proof form so that we can understand better. This is the website where Identita explains it. Under the central visa unit, applicable fees and applications or declaration of proof. What's the purpose of this? This declaration serves as confirmation from a sponsor in Malta regarding the ability to accommodate and or provide financial support for a visa applicant during their stay in Malta. So definitely, if you have someone in Malta that is doing this for you, they have to fill this form. So there is of course a link to download the form here. This is what the form looks like. Now for the declaration of proof, is either the person is accommodating or bearing of cost, or is even doing both. So if the person is doing both, the person, because this form is to be filled by the host. So if the host is bearing the cost and also accommodation, tick both boxes. If the host is doing just the accommodation, tick one. Just tick the one that pertains. The host should pick the one that pertains to him or her. So I, the undersigned, the host will have to fill out this information: their name, nationality, residence permit number, place of birth, and all this, the address and occupation, address. And for the address part, the host will have to indicate if he or she is the owner or tenant. Of course, their occupation, they have to write that. Now, declare being able to accommodate. If the host is accommodating, he or she will tick this box. I, now for this first one, is you, the student that the host wants to accommodate. So your surname, your name, your nationality, your address in your home country, place of birth, and your passport number, and relationship to the invitee. What's your relationship to this host? Is the person a friend or a family member? That's what this is. Now, if the host is also trying to accommodate a second person, maybe you're not the only person, the second person's name will also be here. Okay, and the relationship from when to when. If the host intends to do it just for 6 months or whatever the time duration is, the person will go on to write the dates. Okay, at my above mentioned address, is the host willing to accommodate you at the address he or she filled in earlier in the first part, or is there a different address? If it is the same address, then he or she will tick the first box. If it is at the following secondary address, then you take this one, and the host will have to write out the new address where they want to accommodate you, the student. Now, for this second part, declare being able to bear living costs and repatriation. If the host also wants to, bear the living cost, or is just interested in the accommodation, then it ends there. But if the person is also bearing costs, then he or she would tick here. For the persons mentioned under Is it the first student or the second student during the period of stay indicated in number 3? Just tick that. Additional information. The persons mentioned under 1 or 2 subscribe to their own travel medical insurance. Now, if the first student or the second student have of course, they should have their own travel insurance, then the host will have to tick this box. You have to tick the box and also tick 1. If it's 2 students, then you tick 1 and 2. If it's just 1, you tick 1. But then you have to indicate that yes, they have their travel medical insurance. I subscribe to health insurance on their behalf during this stay. Or if they do not have the travel insurance and the host is also willing to, provide travel insurance for them, then he or she will go on to tick this. Then just read all this, and I am aware that the personal information, of course, they have to go through all these, then sign, write the date, and that is it. And this part is for use by the authority. So now that we've gone through the declaration of proof form, I want to believe that this part is much more clearer. The number 3, host details in Malta, is much more clearer to a lot of us, because I got 1 or 2 questions about this part. So if you have a host in Malta that is willing to accommodate you or to bear costs, of living during your stay, then you go on to fill this part. But if you don't have anybody like that in Malta, the person has to be residing in Malta. If you don't have anybody like that in Malta, then you have no business filling out the third part of this form. All right, I hope I've been able to help 1 or 2 people out there. If you have further questions for me, or if this is not clear enough, you can ask your questions in the comment section and I'll definitely answer. Thank you for watching till this point, and I'll see you in my next video. Stay blessed. Bye.